So here's Bitcoin. We'll start with BitMEX prices this morning. Everything's pretty much of a muchness when I measure it this morning, though. We're pretty close between the exchanges on price and what we're looking at. And, you know, this overlapping sideways consolidation in Bitcoin, I think that potentially we're looking for an ABC correction, an equal measured move. If I measure it this way, that says that our resistance is going to come in around 41.82. It's also going to be the hourly 200 moving average. And if we take, and I'm going to zoom out to the 4-hour, if we take a look at this most recent swing lower from the high that we made on the 7th of November. So in other words, November high to lows, then the 236 fib comes in at 41.70. So there's a whole bunch of confluence lining up to say that 41.70 to 41.80.90 is our resistance, and where I expect we'll get knocked back first time. Now, it might be that this correction extends. You know, we've got clearly so far 5 waves down this month. So we're looking for a bigger correction than these corrections we've seen on the way down. We're already doing that, so it could be that we extend higher. We could extend to this 382, 46.28, and potentially 50% of the drop, which would really freak everybody out, and that would be the round number 5,000. Now, doesn't crypto love round numbers? And so a rally from here back to 5,000, and then a carry on lower move in Bitcoin would really shake a few people up. But bear market rallies, you know, can be fierce. They really can be fierce. So I'm not going to rule it out. But for now, 41.70 is the Fibonacci resistance that keeps us in the downtrend. It's the 4-hour 50 moving average, hourly 200. Whole bunch of reasons to lining up for this to be pretty tough to get through. So I think first attempt we're likely to bounce off it. If we look on the hourly, we've stalled ahead of it, but I think we'll likely see a little bull flag and then a test of this level. And across around the major coins, we're all making pretty similar patterns. So there's no need to have any FOMO when you wake up and you see this. You know, this is just, remember, sideways ranges. Markets have 3 directions. They go up or they go down or they go sideways. And when they go sideways in a range, the pattern that they make is the pattern that tells us which way next. So we kind of need it to go sideways here and then set us up, and then we can have a breakout trade. If it breaks long, happy days. If it breaks short, we're still in a downtrend and we can get it over quicker. So that's how I'm looking at this. So if we do the same thing here in Eth, I've got Bitfinex, but you know, pretty much all of these exchanges are the same. Then our equal measured move, 122.75. It's also the hourly 200 moving average, top of the range in Eth. And an awful lot of these coins are doing the same thing. This is Ripple Dollar. Now, sometimes what happens if they don't make a new high? Very often you'll see this and it just makes a triangle consolidation. These are very common in wave 4 positions. They break usually with the trend. So if we roll over here and come all the way back to the lows here, for example, in Ripple, then, you know, it's still a valid setup. And when we break the trend line, that's going to be our sell setup. So potentially another leg higher in Ripple. Same thing, we're going to look for an ABC. You can measure it like I do, or you can do it like this. Just use a trend line and approximate where it comes in. I think we measured it before about 0.415. What's interesting about this level is lots of support and resistance at this level as well in Ripple at 0.4166, my apologies. So 0.4166 is where we're looking for Ripple Dollar if we make a new high in this bounce. So again, a lot of these major coins doing the same patterns. Sideways trading in Bitcoin Cash. I know lots of interest in this one. What's cool about this one is this is 50% back of the rally. This is the level that we were looking for it to find support, and it's sure enough it's doing it. So potentially we could see another leg higher here in Bitcoin Cash. The key for Bitcoin Cash reversing and going higher is getting it back above 105. 105 is this resistance level that we're stuck at. So back above 105, potentially a new swing higher for Bitcoin Cash SV. And back to the highs. So Litecoin, I'm just going to quickly run through a few. Litecoin, the same ABC pattern going on so far. This is Dash, bit more spiky. In fact, you could almost draw Dash as a diamond, couldn't you? So remember, diamond patterns can be reversals or they can be continuation patterns. And you don't know till you know which way they break. So sideways, again, just sideways patterns, aren't they? No impulsive moves yet, waiting to see what happens. So let me see if there's any more interesting ones. ICX is the other one that I think is potentially, so ADA I haven't mentioned, but this ADA here, what's interesting about this ADA is, we'll go to the daily, how we're holding underneath these prior lows from September. So not the low lows of all time in ADA, and we've still got the potential for another leg lower to 764 in this one. So if we hold underneath this resistance, we're still in a downtrend if you see this daily look. So if we go back to the hourly, here's our important resistance. And so potentially under here for ADA is still pretty bearish because we've got to recover this level if we're going to go higher. So you can see ADA's made a perfect ABC at 968 and rolling over. So what happens here now in ADA is we've got it as a little bear flag. And so if this bear flag breaks down, new swing lower in ADA. You could get a little bit of an earlier entry with this one. By selling a break of these moving averages that we've been sitting on for the last 5 hours. But if you do, make sure that we don't see a bounce and a recovery from this trend line. This trend line has to break too. So that's ADA still bearish underneath 970, 968, unfortunately. So this is what I mean by we're seeing pretty good bounces everywhere, but they're not reversals yet. They're not bullish reversals yet.